Here's the thing. I'm gonna need you to get on this side of the stage.
Going over here to this side of the stage.
And here's why.
Okay.
Anybody know why? What? Somebody goes, because the light is better.
That's a fair guess.
It's a fair guess. It's wrong. The wrong answer. Anybody know? Yeah, you get it. No, driver.
I get it. Now
You have to say that you're a passenger.
I'm not even allowed in the car, am I? I have to say it over here. Get on the side of the road, Speight.
But in the UK, you could be the driver.
That's true.
And I would be the passenger.
That would be true.
And we would have a bonnet.
Well, that's true. And a boot.
And a boot.
We'd have a boot sale. And there'd be...
I've got boots on.
That's not the kind of boots that we'd be selling.
We're not talking about that right now.
I actually was in the UK.
Talking about a different kind of boot.
And I saw a boot sale.
How's the boot sale going?
It was shitty because there was no boots for sale.
That's weird.
I know. I went to the boot sale. There was a bunch of people with their trunks open. Not a boot in sight.
Not a boot in sight?
I'm like, what's this a boot? Because I was drinking Canadian.
Boots?
Dove la boot. Dove le scarpe.
Nothing but a bunch of vehicles.
Dove stivali.
Why don't I have a boot?
I tell you what.
Hey,
You know what they did?
what?
They gave me the boot. Keep me right out of the joint. Right out. You're welcome.
We've been rehearsing that for 6 weeks.
We had a trainer who's like, at 5, 6, 7, and the boot junkie walk. And 5 and you can go left and left. And Richard says the boot, and we
And we're gonna
close.
boot you up, and I'm gonna wear boots, and that's not gonna be it.
See. I will
They brought up the house lights for that one.
That makes no sense, but cool. I had
Why am I sitting down?
well, because you're driving a car. No, there's nothing driving. You know what?
What?
Earlier in the
Why are you
convention,
talking so loud?
because that was a doornail.
Turn your hearing aid up.
I tend to be a loud talker. I've been called out for that. Well, I'm just saying, it's time people knew. Maybe I don't have the best hearing in the green room. Maybe that's a thing. What? Exactly. He also doesn't hear well, and I have terrible diction. Together, we're cops. We've been doing, so as you were here for us doing the, what are we doing bit. Everybody remember the, what are we doing? When there was a group of ladies who came into the photo op room to do that, and you don't say, it must
You're
be you.
here. We got it.
They're doing the, what are we doing? But
What are we doing?
it was a beautiful tribute. They changed the lyrics a little bit. It was, so what do we do? Or something that was a little more elegant and a little more front of mouth. So they didn't actually, for a minute, know that they were doing you. I just thought they were confused about how photo ops work.
How are we doing?
Yeah. How do we proceed from this point forward? How do we proceed from this point forward? I mean, no,
Translate that way.
they're doing Ackles. I get it. So if anybody wants to work on their Ackles imitation, because you all want to have a good one in your back pocket, you know.
Please feel free to work on me.
So what you gotta do, I think this entire room just unanimously made it dirty. Shame on you. So,
Gutter mines.
I tell you what,
The whole lot.
you don't make this easy, because you literally said, feel free to work on me, and I'm gonna say, it starts in the front of the mouth, and now that's gonna be weird. Because, for those of you who might want to work on your Ackles, and this is not gonna go well. When you do your Ackles, what are we doing? It can't start here in the front of your mouth. You have to find a place for it to sit in the back of your throat. Because the Texan doesn't talk in the front of his mouth. The Texan talks in the back of the throat. So you gotta let it sit back here. And then if you have good diction, stop it. No good diction. You can't speak clearly, you gotta let it settle back here.
And by diction, you never...
Yeah, no. No, sir. You let it set in the back of your throat, back there. And then you give it a little lilt, like you're going down the stairs. We're gonna talk and we're gonna descend. We're gonna start at the top of the stairs, we're gonna come down. And we're gonna let it sit in the back of the throat. And we're gonna let our walk match our talk. So we walk on, it's paced correctly. We have a nice mosey. We're gonna walk in, we're gonna take in the room, we're gonna raise an eyebrow, might even lick our lips. What are we doing? Let it sit back there, let it come out like syrup out of a bottle. If it's in the front of the mouth, you're not doing a true Ackles. You gotta let it settle in. Now, if you want to be Ackles being funny, you gotta add to it comedy elbows. Jensen has a comedy tell. He also has an anger tell, and I'm getting it right now. He has a comedy tell. He's gonna do something funny. He goes. Like Fred Astaire gonna do a set. Get the hand up. Come on, like. And then let's say whatever it is.
It's a little howdy do.
Listen.
It's a little howdy do, here we go.
I get it. Hey, listen.
But I will say, how many of you know the term mosey? Yeah. 10%.
Okay. Then it's time they learn.
Let's go. All right. We're gonna do Southern terms,
Okay.
by Rich Speight and someone else.
So, right now is mosey. I'm gonna move across the stage. I want you to tell me if this is a mosey or not a mosey.
Not a mosey.
No, not a mosey.
That's not a mosey. Give me a mosey.
All right.
It's a cowboy.
That's a mosey.
Now listen, there's something that Richard and I have in common, other than really terrible humor, and that is this. We can put our feet together, and our knees never come close.
Our ancestors rode horses. So much so that they genetically bent their legs outward.
And thus, the mosey. There it is.
Yep. Kinda gotta have the bow legs to,
I think you have to have the bow legs.
I literally have seen Ackles round the corner from a long hallway with a bunch of people not knowing that he's arriving.
And he can't see or hear.
Nope, deaf as a doornail. Gripping the walls to see where I'm going, and I'll see that gap between the knees, and I'm like, Ackles! And that's how I know.
And that's how we know.
That's how we know. There it is. Daylight through the knees, a little battle cry, elk style, and poof! The proof is in the pudding.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yep.
How about pudding? You didn't know, did you?
No, but I loved the softball.
You did.
I felt good about
You
that.
lobbed it in.
There you go.
I took it to town.
You took it to swing, right? Well, here's a question for you, Jensen.
Talk to me.
Do you think we turn this over to microphone folk?
Nope.
Okay. This is not their time.
No.
We don't need the cue to have A. What is A, our own damn cues?
Sometimes Rich doesn't make me laugh. And sometimes he does.
Yeah.
And let's take some questions.
Okay.
So that there might be a possibility for you
To stand perfectly silently while you answer questions?
shut up.
Yeah, I know.
Hi.
Hi. Brazil, yes?
Yes.
Obrigado. And might I also add,
What did you say?
Feliz Pascua. Yeah.
Thank you.
What did you say?
Okay, thank you and happy Easter. That's
How
all.
dare you?
Christ's birthday.
Hi.
Hi. I would like to know, when you begin shooting your characters in Supernatural, how attached you had to be with the script, and like Dean has to be like this, to play like this, or Trickster has to be like this, and things like this.
I like that you wrote me in there, that was good.
Or Gabriel, and how
You
much,
got two. I got one. Two. You're 2 to 1.
Yeah.
and how much things changed until the end of the show.
Sir. Sounds like a yes or no answer to me.
You're asking how much we had influence on the characters?
I don't know what just happened, but it was funny.
I don't know what's happening. What are you laughing at? What?
Influence?
Influence?
I feel like we're on the set of the Manchurian Candidate right
All of
now.
a sudden, we just got canceled.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened. How dare you say influence?
How about this? Drake told me to do this.
Makes no sense.
JoJo said do this.
How are they all in the room? I don't know, man. Those make a hell of a lot more sense than riotous laughter to the word influence. Yeah.
Ask Misha, ask Jared. Let me call my mom and dad, maybe they might know. What are you talking about?
They're not here.
Nobody's here.
It's just us.
It's this guy who I don't even know his name.
I don't know what I'm doing here. He was supposed to be Rob, and they got us confused backstage.
It's supposed to be Misha.
They put me here, and they said, "Okay, Rob." The other god, he's a dean. Go to a panel, and but I'm not. And poof, I'm on stage.
And I'm like, who's the guy with glasses? He can't see or hear.
Oh, fuck you, Jared.
I get pissed when I get out. When I get out down like that, I get pissed.
And then they
And there's only one guy that does that to me more than anybody else. And it's Rob Benedict.
Oh, you said Rob Benedict. Oh, just so you know, I saw that coming. I saw you. God, motherfucker, I was gonna beat you to it, too.
Hey, by the way, we're never doing this panel again. It's not apple juice! No, wait, it is.
It's past
It's just from Scotland.
those Scottish apples. I feel like we've answered your question. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey,
Yeah?
you're doing great.
Thank you. Well, all my years fronting Loud and Swain have given me a lot of stage presence.
By the way, I can't wait to watch you tomorrow night.
Oh, by the way, so this is exciting. Somebody in one of the meet and greets made this point. So we all know it's the No Rob, the band is called the No Robs, right? The No Robs have a special guest. The No Robs featuring No Rich. Yeah, how about that?
By the way, double whammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Rob,
No Rob?
featuring
No Rich.
No Rich. Hey, I don't name the bands, I just repeat the jokes.
I don't know if we answered your question at all.
Does that matter?
No, we didn't. Should we give it another go?
Sure. Okay. Run up the
What's the question?
She asked this question again.
Nothing.
I want to know how much much you had to be attached to the script, play your character, or how much free you could play it?
So how much influence he had?
What?
He wants
So back to the influence thing. Yeah.
Influence.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This has gotten to a point I don't know that we can come back from.
I don't know, man. Gotta be honest though, pretty light lifted.
I gotta be honest though, it makes me nervous you don't sit down.
Me? Why would that be? This makes you nervous?
Oddly, it makes me less nervous.
If you're closer, I know I can punch you.
I'll keep it close.
I don't know, man.
I can hit your jaw.
I don't sit much.
You don't?
No.
You move around?
I move around a lot.
I'm gonna move around.
There you go.
Screw it.
People need to see those bow legs moving, you know what I'm saying? Give the people what they came on.
Yeah, this bow leg's gotta keep moving. Listen, I would say that out of most of the actors that came on Supernatural, and then also performed on Supernatural,
Good night, everybody. Thank you. It's been a treat. We just got canceled.
they went into the gutter immediately.
Work on Ackles bit, you mean? Or
Yes!
front of the mouth bit?
Right there!
Yeah, I know. You're not wrong.
We're not talking about it. We're not going to.
No.
Hi. So, what I would say is that out of most of the actors that went off script on the show, these were probably two of the most. Right?
Yeah, I'd say that's right.
I'd say that's right.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Who else?
Did Rob go off script a lot?
He was scared too.
That tracks.
That tracks.
Jared?
No.
Okay.
Well, he got a little more comfortable. Like later in years, he would he would massage the dialogue a little bit, but he wouldn't.
By the way, was your nickname the dialogue? I like my own joke that I didn't even get out before they started screaming.
You didn't even get out.
No. You guys set it up. He goes, he would massage the dialogue, and I said, and was your nickname the dialogue? I thought that was a good, solid.
And you got to cheer before that even happened.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you cheered. Why are you cheering? What? What?
Apparently Judge Judy got untied. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Oh, they're cheering outside.
For what?
No, why are they cheering outside? Who's outside that shouldn't be in here? Jared's fans? Well, that tracks.
Jared's fan?
Jared's.
Genevieve?
By the way,
Jen.
Jen came in. She just changed the whole scope.
Of course.
Because now everybody's like, oh, Jen. And I'm like, yeah, no, we get it.
You honest? I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
She's my favorite Padalecki.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's not a really tight contest either.
I don't know why we're yelling so much.
I don't either. But listen, I think we've answered your question.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, now we're going over to you. We're going to you now.
Here we go.
What's your question?
Guess what? We've gotten through one question.
I'm not sure that counts.
for 6 hours.
I'm not sure that counts as getting through a question. Mi dispacci.
It's not easy to ask a question now.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Do your worst.
So the question is actually for you, Jess, but
Shocking!
it can be.
Shocking! We had no idea. I thought for sure it'd be a Rob first panel and then Jensen later.
So one of the things I love most about Dean is his very protective attitude towards his brother or his family and friends, the world itself. And I think it's safe to say that this is a characteristic you, Jensen, have in common with Dean, the fact of being protective. But we also know that Dean isn't very good at drawing a line when it comes to defense, and we will forgive him, everything. But yes, for you, how far do you think it's right to go to protect someone you love? Is it right to let them make mistakes or not?
I'll feel this.
Well,
No, go ahead.
how far can you go to protect somebody you
Yes,
love?
how far you think it's right to go?
Man, they liked your answer.
That was a good answer.
They liked your answer.
I mean, that's, I don't know. I have children, and if anything ever happened to them, yeah, I would go to the end.
Whatever.
I would do whatever it takes. I think that's.
Yeah, and I think it's also, I could say as an observer that Sam.
Well, no, I'm not saying it as a reserver.
But I'm saying.
I think we're talking.
The parent thing.
Personally, right?
Yeah, the person, like, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yes, Dean. I will say this. Dean is probably a little bit more.
Murderous?
Yeah, Dean's a little bit quick. He's quicker to react. He's probably going to react. It could be wrong, but he doesn't care. He's going to react quickly. He's going to do that. I share a lot of that with Dean. If there is something that is if there's an imposition on my family or an imposition on my friend, I'm going to react very quickly, and it's probably going to be swift. What that looks like, I don't know, but I just read something recently where it was like something about a child getting hurt, and the father was like, "Oh, let's not rush to correct the actions of the person that hurt my child. Let's figure out where those came from." And I immediately went, "Not me. I would correct that child immediately." And what that looks like, that's personal for me. But I will say that it is acceptable in society. I will use a very stern voice. My kids know my voice now. I will say this, that you have 3 sons, so you can't. Having 2 daughters and having 1 son is different. Because I speak to my daughters differently. When I correct them, I speak with a different tone than I speak to my son.
That makes sense. Sure.
And I don't know why I do that. Other than I think it's nature.
Yeah, I would think.
And I wish I could explain it. I wish I could identify it, but I speak to my sons differently. And until he gives me a reason not to speak to him that way, I'm going to continue to speak to him that way because he responds to it. I also speak to my daughters a certain way, and they understand that. There are many books written about parenting. None of them perfectly apply. Because it is so individualized.
Sure it is.
So individualized. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That makes total sense because obviously, even when you have, say, you had 3 of the same gender, you would end up finding that you navigate their personalities differently. It's never one brush for one thing, but certainly
it's not even gender. It's personality.
Correct.
Like the personalities of JJ and Arrow are wildly different than Zeppelin.
right.
And Zeppelin's just like this little man. He's like this little man, like in the corner, just like building shit and like taking things apart. And he's like unscrewing the RC car.
Right.
He wants like remote control cars all day long.
Right.
But then he wants to like take the batteries out and like dissect them.
Right.
And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, Dad, my car doesn't work. I'm like, yeah, because you just broke it into 17 pieces.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I kind of love that.
Well, and
Because you're curious.
that's nature, not nurture. You didn't instill that in him. That is part of who he is.
That's just, that's how he's wired.
Right.
But I speak to him differently than I speak to JJ. But I speak to JJ differently than I speak to Arrow.
Right.
And I know you speak to Fletch differently than you speak to Steve. And you speak to Steve differently than you speak to Frank. And,
Yeah.
like,
And it's interesting when you spend a lot of time with other parents, which you do, and see how that breaks down with other parents. I had an interesting thing with Frank, my youngest, playing baseball, and he ran out in great local neighborhood team. All the parents are cool. It's my neighborhood, little neighborhood squad at the local rec center. And Frank forgot he just running out of the dugout during a game, forgot to put his hat on. He'd been batting and had the batter's helmet on. Forgot to run out with his baseball hat. And a couple of the dads like, oh, hey, Frank forgot his hat. And they're like, hey, Frank. And I went, Frank! And Frank stopped around and he's like, ah! And he ran back in. But he knows my voice through a crowd. And the other dads were like, you're from the South? I'm like, sure shit am. Like, because they were giving a little California Frank, and I gave a little Tennessee Frank, which starts here.
oh, that's diagram.
Yeah.
So, fun fact. We have a new dog, year-old. His name is Franklin.
Well, they didn't see jack shit about my son being named Frank, but they love a dog named Franklin.
We have a dog named Franklin. Same kind of thing. He starts wandering off into the street. Right! Sucker turns right around, comes right on back, marches back.
Yeah.
My wife tries to do that. My daughter tries to do that. My son tries to do that. Frank!
Yeah. It was
Right around.
I love it. I love that trigger. But it's all about what voice you use, what voice you need to use, and what works.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
My father had a whistle.
Oh, yeah?
My father had a whistle that was that. It was just, and I can't whistle the way he did, but it was like something like that.
Sounds like the opening music to Supernatural. I think
Anyway, let's get back to some jokes. There's two tampons walking down the street.
No, sir. No. Next question.